Hey, Everygirls, welcome back to the show. I hope you're having a great week. You're getting ready for Halloween. I still don't know what I'm going to be. My amazing friends got me like the cutest 13 going on 30 costume for my 30th birthday. So I think I'm going to do that and have Joey go as like just like wear a suit and be the guy from the movie. I'm so lame for Halloween. One year I'm going to like go full out, plan the costume years in advance, and I will be proud of myself then. But for now, we're last minute girls here. Okay. But I hope you guys have exciting plans this weekend, or you are going to stay on your couch and watch some Halloween movies. That sounds like kind of the dream, but I hope you're having a great week. If you've been here for a while, you know that at the beginning of each month, I usually will sit down for a monthly reset, a chance to reflect on what the last month taught us and set intentions for next month. But I was feeling like this format was getting a little stale, if you will. Like it just needed a revamp, I feel, to be able to serve you as much as possible. I wanted to make it a little bit more exciting. I have personally been loving the monthly curriculum trend on TikTok. We've been posting about it on the everygirl.com. I had one of you reach out to me asking to cover the trend on the podcast, which I love. Thank you so much. I love you. I love when you guys send me ideas and reach out to me to share what you want me to talk about. If you haven't seen this trend, it is all about basically treating each new month like a class you're taking, like picking a topic that you've always wanted to explore and developing a whole lesson plan tailored to your interests and what you want to learn. It can be, just as simple as like curating a stack of books that you want to read, signing up for online courses, or even just like assigning yourself homework and fun projects focused on a specific topic throughout the month. Think of it kind of as like a grown up version of playing school. Only this time it's way more fun than school because you get to pick the subjects, you get to set your own schedule, and you get to make all the rules, which is way more fun than being forced to take pre algebra or having a pop quiz in chemistry class, right? So much more fun. And I thought we can apply this to self improvement and well being and becoming our best selves. Unlike the pressure of New Year's resolutions that often call for, very rigid, major overhauls, a monthly curriculum is realistically doable. Like, I love the structure of having a different intention and goal every month, instead of setting these like vague, long term resolutions. This monthly curriculum gives you a structured but flexible intention and routine for each month that I actually think could be super beneficial. So, that is exactly what we are going to do here. So, welcome to the monthly curriculum, our new monthly series where each episode will serve as your glow up guide to becoming the version of you that you're growing into, with each month focus on a different topic. It's very similar to the format that you know and love from the monthly resets, where we will reflect on last month's biggest lesson, but instead of a vague intention and then like calling it a day, I will be giving you a full breakdown of the curriculum for the month, a course theme, new hot girl habits to implement, mindset shifts to practice, resources like reading suggestions or articles if you want to be extra, and kind of like a vibe forecast to help you navigate the month so that you can deeply implement these monthly curriculums to be able to actually see the difference in your life by the end of the month. Each curriculum will be built to help you align with your goals, expand into your best self, and actually feel like the main character in your own life. Think of it as kind of like a deep dive on different topics. And then throughout the month, the podcast episodes will reflect that, but I'll have a ton of other resources for you between content on theeverygirl.com that you can come to expect, or recommendations, homework assignments. It's kind of like a deep dive into these exciting, really transformative topics that I'm so excited to get into that I've planned for you guys. So think of these monthly curriculums as your foundation, kind of like your syllabus for the month ahead. To start off, as always, let's do a reflection on October. I know that some of you like to listen to these episodes with a journal, so you can do some reflection while you listen, or you can even just kind of like meditate and think on it. But the reflections on the previous month are so important to be able to see how far you've come. That's really what I want because it's such a crucial part of well being and setting goals that we really miss. It's not always about the next thing and the next thing and the next goal and what we haven't achieved yet. You want to realize the shifts that you are actually making in your life. So, October was the month of the edit, I called it, like the month of letting go. Like I talked about last month, I am a big believer that we are supposed to mirror nature. So, when the trees start to shed their leaves, I think it's time for us to start shedding too. Sorry, it's cheesy. But here's the key about it. It's not just about like, okay, great. What can I let go of? Something that I think is like the most profound part of what we can learn from nature is that the trees are very unbothered about shedding their leaves. When it's time, the tree just lets the leaf go one by one, sometimes in full branches. There's no, like, debating back and forth if they should shed the leaves or not. They don't worry about what they're losing. They know that better leaves will grow back in the spring. It's a very intuitive, easy, gentle process rather than all this, like, oh my god, it's so scary and dramatic and awful to shed. We can look at our own shedding the same way of we don't have to second guess it. We know that better leaves, healthier leaves will grow back in the spring. We can let go of what is no longer serving us. So that could look like releasing performative goals, limiting beliefs holding you back, saying yes just to people please, beliefs that you aren't good enough, people that drain your energy, to-do list items that you don't really need to do that aren't serving you, plans that you don't really wanna do. No matter what you believe you are ready to shed, the key is shedding it with ease, letting go without second guessing it. And then the two-parter goal for October was to double down on the roots, what really stabilizes us, which I kind of look at as like the people, the habits, the routines that are so deeply like foundational for who we are. Like sleep that actually restores you. Just getting 8 hours of sleep a night is an amazing root that allows your tree to thrive. Systems and habits that are important pieces of your best life, your most important relationships. Like these are your roots. And it's time to shed all of the leaves so that you can double down and prioritize your roots. If you want to revisit any episodes or miss some episodes and you want some resources to help you, I recommend especially episode 222, How to Rewire Your Brain for Money, Love, and Success, The Science of Being Magnetic with Jessica Gill. This episode will help you identify a lot of limiting beliefs that you need to shed in order to step into your best life and accomplish any goal that you want. Episode 221, How to Hack Your Hormones to Be More Successful in Your Career. This was a powerful one for me because this episode, I think, will help you shed a lot about how you think of the connection between your career and your body, like shedding a lot of those ideologies or habits related to suppressing your body that is definitely not serving you, or listening to episode 224, Five Happy Girl Habits, What the Happiest Women in the World Do Every Day. I think this episode will help you let go of a lot of things that may not be serving you, control or resentment about the hard things in life, letting go of feeling stuck in the mundane or certain habits that might be holding you back. This is also a really good one to help you shed if you miss some episodes or you want to revisit. So, I thought, like, what would be most beneficial for you? Because I hear from so many of you that you love to use this time as a journal reflection time. So I wanted to give some prompts, some like reflective prompts to review October. You can save these to journal about later, or you can choose one to reflect on in your next meditation or going on a walk. So here are some questions for you, okay, that you can reflect on your month. What did you let go of intentionally or unexpectedly all month? What did you actually shed? Where did you make space in your life? even if it felt uncomfortable, even if it was subconscious, where did you make space in your life this past month? What were your roots that you started to strengthen in October? Think of like nourishing habits, the most supportive people, routines that stabilize you. Like, what were the roots that you strengthened and prioritized this month? What shift, whether it's your thoughts, your beliefs, your energy, changes in your routine, what shift are you most proud of that you made this month in October? And then what's something that you want to continue releasing and shedding as we move into November? Again, like the reflection is so important. And like one of the most important things about actually working toward the life that you want to have, living as the person that you know you're meant to be, squeezing the most out of life is reflection in your own life, is being able to identify not just every New Year's of like, what happened last year? What do I want to be different from this year? But on a small scale, month to month, reflecting on actually what's serving you and what's not. So that is the purpose of kind of these like prompts and reflections. I think that they will be so incredibly powerful for you if you take a little bit of time to just reflect on them in whatever way makes sense for you. Now, let's talk about the November curriculum. Our first, technically speaking, curriculum. I'm so excited about this. So, with Thanksgiving coming up, this month is always associated with gratitude, with literal thanksgiving, giving thanks. But I'll be honest, I think the way that we talk about gratitude is usually cliche and honestly shallow. Like, make a list of 3 things you're grateful for that we're all supposed to write every morning. Like, you'll write, "My cup of coffee, my dog, sunshine." Listen, yes, those things do matter. Writing your gratitude list, there is a lot of research behind how that small practice can make a major difference, but that kind of gratitude is not what we are going to focus on in this month's curriculum. I am talking about deep soul level gratitude, like the vibrational frequency of gratitude. So think of it like this isn't gratitude 101. It's more like advanced gratitude, AP gratitude, if you will. Because real gratitude, that feeling of deep, deep gratitude, isn't performance. It's not something that you put on a list in order to check a box. It's not even about being positive all the time or pretending everything's fine and smiling through pain. Real gratitude is not a superficial self care trend, it is a superpower. The real power of gratitude, the kind that rewires your brain and changes your entire relationship with life, is a deep, present feeling. It's also a perspective. It's the ability to look at your life, even the really hard parts, and feel awe. If you listen to my Happy Girl Habits episode, I talked a lot about that feeling of awe, but it's like the awe for your own life. You might have heard me define gratitude as this before. It's realizing that this life that you're living now is probably something that your younger self would be obsessed with, or that your future self would look back on and miss, even if you're in the middle of dealing with hard things. So, that is this month's curriculum, what we're going to prioritize cultivating and learning about. And yes, I know it's very like cutesy on the nose theme for Thanksgiving month and like getting into the holiday season. But here's the real reason that you'll want to practice it and actually put these lessons into action in your life. Gratitude is one of the most underrated manifestation tools because when you're deeply grateful for what you already have, you tell the universe and your own subconscious that you are in abundance, not lack. And like attracts like. So the more gratitude you feel, the more you'll attract things to be grateful for. Dr. Joe Dispenza defines this exact experience in a lens of quantum physics. He's done a lot of work with the quantum physics science and the energy research that proves this is scientifically true. So, if you're someone who's wary of that term universe, there's also research to prove this. Gratitude also activates the part of your brain associated with reward and motivation, which means that you are also more likely to stick to other healthy habits when you feel gratitude in your life. If you feel gratitude, you are more likely to lose weight, to heal your hormones, to heal your gut health, to get stronger, to heal your skin. You are more likely to get a promotion. You are more likely to start a successful business. Name any goal. Research has shown that gratitude makes it easier to stick with other habits, which means it is an essential habit that will help you with any goal that you want to achieve or with anything that you want to do in your entire life. Gratitude is the tool to achieve it. And there's still more benefits, okay? From a like physical health wellness perspective, studies show that people who practice deep gratitude have higher levels of dopamine and serotonin, which are those feel good, happy hormones. So you will have a better mood. It's also been linked to better sleep, lower blood pressure, improved immune function, and reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression. There is some fascinating research about how this deep feeling of gratitude is the best counter to anxiety that we have access to because the brain cannot feel both gratitude and anxiety or stress at the same time. Like, if the part of your brain that's feeling gratitude is lighting up, it has to turn off the part of the brain that is feeling anxiety or stress. And it really works. You can practice this in real time next time that you're getting stressed. So, this month, our curriculum is all about practicing that kind of gratitude to get you these insane results from manifestation to physical health to mental well being. So, if you commit to this curriculum, you will feel these effects by the end of the month. Like, think about you on the last day of November, November 30th. You could have so many of these benefits just by implementing this syllabus I'm about to share with you. So here's your syllabus. And I've structured this like a real class syllabus. You guys know I love to commit to a theme. So the main objective, I literally wrote this like a sheet of paper that you would get for your freshman seminar class or something. The main objective is to rewire how you see your life by practicing gratitude as a lens, not a list, and to use gratitude as a tool for nervous system regulation, manifestation, and well being. So, here are your what I'm calling your hot girl habits to add this month. These are like your homework assignments. First one, this to me is the most important one, the future or younger you perspective check. So you might have heard me share this before because it's my favorite thing in the world. It's like totally changed my life. Of any habit I have ever added to my life or any routine I've tried, seriously, anything from exercise to supplements to diet, whatever, this one routine that I'm going to share with you right now has changed my life the most. And it is the way that I have found is, like, the most powerful method to, like, tap into that deep gratitude feeling way more than just, like, listing things to be grateful for or whatever. So, what I like to do is in the morning, after I open my eyes, I pretend like I'm 100 years old and I just get one day where I get to wake up in this life as my 30-year-old self just for one day. How would I experience this day differently? And then I love to check in on this feeling, when I'm annoyed I have to take Louis out when I'm super busy. And I think about how my future self, decades from now, when Louis is gone, oh my God, I'm going to cry just talking about Louis being gone, and how that version of me would give anything to go on a walk with him one more time. I swear, when you apply this to your life, you have never experienced gratitude so deeply, and you've never experienced your life so deeply. And then at night, a reflection that I love to do is to just kind of like look through my day and think about what would my younger self be so amped about. Maybe it's your significant other, maybe it's your job, maybe it's having the home you have or being able to order pizza just because you wanted to. What from your day would younger you be amazed by? For me, like, I am super exhausted. I just have a lot going on right now. So I'm like going into this podcast recording, being like, oh God, I have to record this. I have so many other things I got to do. And just that change of, if I think about if I could tell my younger self that she would get to record an episode to thousands of like the most amazing women and get to have this community, and she's for work for her job is sitting talking on a microphone, younger Josie would be like, "You're fucking kidding me. That is so cool." And so I feel gratitude for things that maybe we take advantage of when we can look at it from the perspective of what would younger us be so amazed by or so proud of us for getting. So those are the 2 habits. I swear, nothing has changed my life more than those 2 practices. The next little homework assignment for you is to practice gratitude for the hard things. When something challenges you this month, because it's life, it's not if, it's when. Something challenges you. If you struggle with something, if something makes you sad or worried or stressed out, maybe it's a stressor at work or it's tension in your relationship, or maybe you're just like having a day that feels off and your anxiety's acting up. Try shifting the way that you interpret that hard thing. So instead of immediately labeling it as bad or trying to fix or avoid it, ask yourself, what is this challenge trying to teach me? What part of me is being strengthened by this challenge? This is not about like spiritual bypassing, by the way, or like pretending you're fine or being like, oh, I can't be upset or I can't be worried or I can't be stressed about this. This isn't toxic positivity. It's about capacity building. Okay. Your brain is constantly creating associations based on how you interpret your experiences, not just your experiences themselves, but how you interpret them. So if you practice noticing growth inside of struggle, your brain starts to link challenge with strength instead of just pain. That rewires your stress response, and this is a cornerstone of deep gratitude. So, over time, your nervous system starts to perceive difficulty as something that you can handle instead of something to fear. So, obviously, this is really amazing practice for your nervous system. It raises your stress threshold. But for the sake of gratitude, gratitude for the hard things is an essential piece of the puzzle. Gratitude for the hard things is being able to say, I didn't want this. This doesn't feel good. I'm not comfortable in this, but I will use it. I didn't ask for this challenge, but I will grow from it. It will make a difference to me. I find purpose in it. I'm not saying you always have to love every single moment of your life or like, oh, I'm so happy that I'm struggling to pay my bills this month. Like, obviously, challenges come up and it's human and it's normal to feel all the emotions. It's not, I guess, the way that I would word it is like, it's not about loving every moment. It's more about loving who you get to become through it, if that makes sense. And it is an incredibly powerful form of gratitude. And then the last homework assignment for you for this month's curriculum this month, I want you to build the habit of choosing just one small moment every day to fully feel. This is what researchers call savoring. This could be something as simple as, when you're drinking your morning coffee, you actually stop for a second and like take a minute to be like, oh my God, this is so good. This is the sip that I was waiting for since last night. What does it smell like? What does it taste like? Take a moment to enjoy the warmth of it. Like anything from like taking a walk, putting on your skincare, laughing with your roommate or your significant other, petting your dog. Like it could be any small moment of your day. And just instead of rushing through it or being distracted, you pause, you fully feel that awe, that appreciation for the cup of coffee or the person you're laughing with. Engage all the 5 senses. What does this moment look like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like on your skin? What's the sound around you? When I do this, I always have this moment of awe. You guys listen to the Happy Girl episodes, you also know that I have this weird thing about, like, I don't know why I've had to say that word "awe" so many times out loud, but it sounds so weird saying it out loud, so sorry. But I feel that feeling whenever I practice this, and it kinda feels like, "Oh my god, this is the most delicious coffee I've ever had," or like, "Oh my god, I am so in awe that I'm so lucky I get to do this thing or know this person or, live this life." Like, whoa, the pleasure that I get to experience in life, like, it really becomes this, like, I get to do this. I get to live this life. I am so in awe of my life. And that tiny little phrase, "I get to do this. I'm in love with my life. I am so in awe," activates that part of your brain associated with the really deep gratitude. So you can get that feeling from the smallest parts of your day. And then when you do this consistently, it actually trains your brain to notice more of what's good, what's meaningful, and what's fulfilling in your life. So it's kind of like a two-parter where like you will experience that deep gratitude, but then it also expands your capacity to feel gratitude in the rest of your life as well. It raises your baseline gratitude over time. So, this isn't about another to do list item to check off your to do list or another like wellness habit to add to your routine. Deep savoring and taking just 1 minute every day, one moment that is mundane, that is a part of your everyday life, and savoring it is one of the simplest ways to anchor into gratitude without needing a journal or a worksheet or meditation or adding more into your routine. This isn't another to do list item to check off your list. It's really about experiencing what's already on your to do list differently. I swear, you guys, I'm really excited for the end of this month actually to like look back and reflect. If you actually do this every day, the smallest moment, again, doesn't have to take more than 30 seconds, you will be blown away at how your life changes, and I mean, not only just, like, how you feel, how you experience life, but also, like, what life is offering to you. It will be the craziest thing, I swear. So I'm excited to, like, reflect on this in a month from now. The next part of the curriculum, I'm gonna give you some ins and outs for this month. So, these are the things that we are calling in, what we're focusing on, and things that we're gonna let go of, all within the monthly curriculum of gratitude. So, what is in this month? What's in alignment? Seeing your life through the eyes of your younger self, like we talked about. What once felt impossible is now your reality. That's freaking cool. Okay. Your everyday life deserves gratitude for that reason alone. Letting ordinary moments feel extraordinary. The things you don't even think about are actually what makes your life so special and feel so good. And then practicing presence. Gratitude doesn't come from changing your life, it comes from actually living it exactly as it is. Okay. So those are the main things that we're focusing on and calling into and bringing into our life over the next month. And then what's out? Okay. The beliefs that we need to drop, that you feel gratitude only for the things going well. I think this is where, again, not to shit on the gratitude list of it all, but like when we're doing that, it does become okay, I am grateful for my dog. I'm grateful for my breakfast was tasty. I'm grateful for my significant other. I'm grateful for a roof over my head. Like that mindset in itself is, I guess, telling us that we should only be grateful for when things are going well in our life, right? Like we can let go of the idea that we have to feel good to be grateful. Real gratitude can show up in the tension, in the discomfort, in the I don't know what's coming yet. It's time that we let go of the idea that the small moments are not worth celebrating. For the longest time, like I am such a saver. I'm such a, someone that like puts things off. Like the amount of times that I've like saved a food item for special occasions and then it expires. Like that happens to me all the time. I'm so weird about stuff like this. I save certain shows for the weekend so I can enjoy them more. Like I innately am a huge saver. And this is a big practice that I've tried to rewrite and change because the smallest moments are actually what's worth saving. It's like, let's use our good perfume on a random Thursday just because it makes us feel good. Let's stop saving our nice dishes for holidays and use them because it's a random weekday and we get to be alive. Like, small moments are worth celebrating. And this is important with gratitude because You don't need a promotion or a new relationship or like some major milestone to feel grateful for. Your life is already so full of things that deserve your attention. You just have to notice them. And then, kind of in that same vein, we can let go of the idea that you have to fix yourself before you can love your life. Gratitude is not a reward for achieving more. It's a practice that makes you realize how much you already have. I know when we think about gratitude, so many people go to like, if I got a promotion or if I made more money, then I would be thankful for my job. Or if I lost 20 pounds, then I would be grateful for my body. Or if I was in a relationship or had better friends or moved to a different city, like insert thing here, then I would be grateful for my life. That is not how gratitude works. Gratitude is a practice that makes you realize how much you already have, not a reward for achieving more. Okay, your power practices. Think of these as like extra credit. I'm going to give you every single month some extra credit. If you are the person that's like, I love to, rather than just like have these mindsets and homework assignments, like I need something even more tangible and dive deeper into this monthly curriculum. These are your extra credit assignments. The first one, journal prompt, which I will always give you every month for my journalers out there. Here's your prompt, okay? And you can do this every single day. You can do this one time. You can do this weekly because it should change often. Like you can do this same prompt multiple times. Okay, here it is. What part of your life would your younger self be amazed by? And I want you to get really specific. What did she dream about that you're living now without even realizing it? Okay, so it's like going into that homework assignment, but I think when we journal it, so much comes out. Like it gets really powerful. I talk about this kind of journal exercise that I like to do where I even get the photo of myself at a certain age and I have this like conversation with her through journaling. So that exercise will really cultivate gratitude. A challenge for you this month. Okay, the challenge is to replace every time you say I'm sorry with thank you. So instead of saying I'm sorry for running late, try thank you for your patience. Or instead of like I'm sorry I'm being so emotional, say thank you for being safe enough for me to be emotional. This tiny shift in your language rewires your mindset toward gratitude instead of guilt. Our words are so powerful, and expressing gratitude through language is incredibly powerful. And like when you think about the amount of times that we say, I'm sorry, like I am from the Midwest. Like we say I'm sorry if someone's in our way or if someone bumps into us. Yes, there's so much like politeness and we can appreciate that, but, like, a lot of the times, it's rooted in this shame, even in the small ways. "I'm sorry my email's late," is something that I am saying to people 1,000 times a day. "I'm sorry I didn't get to this earlier," like, this is rooted in shame. It's saying, like, "I fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm the worst. Okay, we get it." When you replace it with "thank you," it is, first of all, shifting out of that place of shame or guilt that terminology of "I'm sorry" holds, but it also is expressing gratitude because that's really what it is, even in, again, the small moments of, like, someone is patient with you waiting for your response because they know that you have a busy life. What I really wanna say is, "Thank you for your patience. Thank you for waiting for me. Thank you for understanding my schedule." And so expressing gratitude every way that we possibly can, even in the small ways that, like, again, doesn't feel like that deep gratitude feeling like I was talking about, it still is raising your baseline. It still is getting you to experience gratitude on a more regular basis and, like, really feel it when you say it. When I'm saying, like, "Thank you," when I get my coffee from the barista, like, I really try to make sure that it's not just this habit, polite response of like, "Thank you, have a good one." And instead it's like, "Thank you so much, like, thank you for this coffee." And I don't say it any differently. I think that's like getting a little like Buddy the Elf to be, "Oh my god, you have transformed my day. Thank you so much, barista, for my cup of coffee." Although wouldn't that be nice? Like, if you're a barista, would that make you feel good? But, like, most of us are not gonna do that. It's just more of, like, how you are experiencing the thank you. I try to do that with everyone, like, we're working with our wedding planners so often, and going back and forth with email all the time, I try to really be like, "Oh my god, thank you so much for this one exchange." Instead of it being like they're gonna get a big thank you at the end for all the work that they did for our wedding. It's like, no, every single interaction, I feel grateful for their work, for all they're doing for us to make this magical day. So, expressing that, using language to express that is such a key cornerstone for gratitude. So, that is my challenge for you. I also have a challenge on the site. If you want more tangible daily activities, I put together a whole month-long 30-day challenge with gratitude focused activities. Again, every single day of November, it tells you exactly what to do, like different homework assignments. So you can follow along and find it on the everygirl.com. So that's another challenge if you're like a day-to-day challenge, homework assignment, task kind of girl. And then I wanna give you some resources. So for the people that, like, really wanna go all in on this monthly curriculum idea, so some book recommendations if you want to, like, go all in on the practice and learning about gratitude and expanding your experience of it and your education. First recommendation, The Gratitude Diaries by Janice Kaplan. Basically, the premise is a journalist spends a year intentionally practicing gratitude and documents how it transforms her marriage, her career, her health, and her happiness. So it's like a really more relatable way to understand how gratitude can actually impact your life. Or if you are more into like the sciencey side of things, Dr. Robert Emmons, who is basically the OG researcher of gratitude, wrote a book called Thanks! Exclamation mark. It doesn't say exclamation mark, it's just thanks. How the new science of gratitude can make you happier. This book is rooted in psychology and research, but it's still very readable and practical if you're just interested more in learning about the science behind it. And then this month, I'm going to give you a movie recommendation. If you haven't watched it, or also if you have watched it and want to rewatch to get into the theme, the movie About Time. I've talked about this on the podcast before. It was a huge aha moment for me. It's a good movie, okay? It's like a good, enjoyable movie. If you haven't heard of it or seen it, it's with Rachel McAdams. It's one of her many time traveler movies. I love all of Rachel McAdams' time traveling movies. But this one is a really good one. And basically, like, this man, all the men in his family are time travelers, and he's like trying to figure out, he uses this gift for the majority of the movie, like trying to correct things and make his life better. And the last 5-10 minutes of this movie are, I think, the most profound 5-10 minute ending of any movie that I've seen, just in like how it made me rethink life. So much of the practices that I talked about today were an aha moment that came from this movie. I won't spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but I recommend it. The ending gives this amazing perspective on life and how we can experience it differently. And I think, again, that was my aha moment of what made me realize this is how I tap into that deep gratitude so much deeper on a daily basis in my life. So that's my movie rec for the month. Let me know if you watch it and let me know your thoughts. That's your curriculum for November. If you're still listening, you have officially enrolled in class. I love a theme, okay? I hope you're leaving this episode not just with like intentions, but with tangible tools and homework assignments so that you really can dive into the lesson, the curriculum for the month. And because this is the first time we are doing the monthly curriculum in this new format, I would love to hear what you guys think of it. If this hit, if it resonated, if you want me to keep doing the monthly curriculums, please let me know. You can leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts or drop a comment on Spotify. I read all of the comments and all of the reviews, and they shape the direction of the show and honestly dictates the content that I do and don't create for you. So, like, I will only continue doing these episodes if they continue to serve you. So, let me know what you thought about this new format. If you have any ideas for it to be differently, any requests, let me know. This podcast is our space. It's the space for you even more than it is for me. And I wanted to serve you. In the spirit of the month, since we're talking about gratitude, when I think of what I'm grateful for in life, you are truly at the top of my list every time. Like, talk about awe. Seriously, I just still cannot believe I get to connect with and hear from so many of you incredible women. And I feel awe, like the greatest awe that I feel in my life is when I look at this community that we have built. So, thank you to my Everygirls. Seriously, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for engaging with me so we get to have this two-way conversation. It makes it feel a lot less lonely for me, to be honest. So, with that, go be in your life this month. Go feel that deep gratitude, experience your life, be in awe of it, and I will see you next week. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I know I sure did. Please do not forget to rate, review, and subscribe. It really makes a huge difference for our show so we can keep growing and bringing the content that you love. If you want more info, you can find us at the Everygirl Podcast on Instagram or theeverygirlpodcast.com. Talk to you next week.